Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome. Hope you all have had a great weekend and a great start to your week. Here in Michigan, it's been rainy, and it's been rainy and rainy. We've had a lot of rain. We were lacking some rain, so we needed it, but now it can stop. I'm good for a little while on the rain. So, let's get right to business. Folks are joining us, so that's good. Okay. Hey, if you recall last week, I made this card for you. It is the book binding fold. Goes like that. Remember, it's we're adhering this part, so it looks a little, it's not opening up the entire way, it opens up part way. And this is going to go out to one of the people who so kindly shared my video with her Facebook friends, and that's Joann Boyle. So Joann, I'll be getting this card out to you. I'll have to get your address, so I'll either send you a message or if you see this, go ahead and send it to me and I'll get this card out in the mail to you right away. So, yep, here at Stamping with Denise, I love it when I get hearts and thumbs up and that kind of stuff. And I also, if you like what you see, please share my video with your friends just by hitting share. But then be sure to comment down below so that I can see that you've shared. Because if we're not Facebook friends, I might not see that you shared it. And I want you to get a chance to win the card I make too. Also, I have a YouTube channel, and if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when I load up a new video. Okay? Great. Well, I have a fun project today. Again, it's one where we're going to make a lot of cards with very little work, and I hope you're going to like it. It's something I've done before, but I think it's worth revisiting every once in a while. So I'm going to switch the camera to my hand view, and we're going to get started, okay? Okay. So today here I have a piece of 6x6" designer series paper. This was part of a 12x12 sheet out of the, I gotta get the pack, out of the Sweet Symmetry designer series paper. And I love this paper. I don't want to pull it all out because I have a hard time getting it back in. This is what we're using. There's the back side of that. And it's got a coordinating stamp set that goes with it. I think it's got dies too. I'm not using them in this card, but now I'm wondering. I love these, and I like that too. I think I actually like that better than that. Oh, so you can see it's got some great colors. Let me look at the back and tell you. The coordinating colors are Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Flirty, Flamingo, Night of Navy, Just Jade, and Whisper White. So we're going to be using white. We're going to be using Flirty, Flamingo, Night of Navy. There's a little bit of Bumblebee thrown into a card, a little bit of Just Jade thrown into a card. And now that I've said that, let me double check. I believe it came with a die set. I don't believe it had a punch. Hang on. Let me look real quick. New catalog, it always takes a while to learn all the new stuff. Okay, this one is Sweet Symmetry on page 112. I'm sure it does. Oh, it does have a punch. Okay, and the punch is the, oh, you can't see it here. The punch, let me go grab it. I forgot about that one. It has this great kind of a leaf style punch. You could make a border out of it, a lot of different things. And I'll show you the stamp set here. Right there. That's the stamp set. We're not going to be using any of the flower images today. We're going to let the paper do the work, but we're going to be using all 4 sentiments, okay? Let me put this to the side and we will get started. And what we're gonna do, it's called a one-sheet wonder. And if you're not familiar with a one-sheet wonder, it's simply a way to get a lot of cards out of a sheet of paper. There are some that are done with 12 by 12, some that are done with 6 by 6. And today I decided to focus on 6 by 6. A lot of people don't like 6 by 6 designer series packs. I mean, this was not 12 by 12 I cut because they feel like they waste a lot. But I'm here to show you I can get 6 cards out of this, okay? And this is a little template I drew up. Pardon my mistake there, I made a mistake. This is going to be 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, and the 6th card. So, and these are your cutting instructions. You know, I've done other ones before where they've got diagonals cut out of them. I like this one. It's nice, it's square, it's simple, and doesn't take any fancy measurements or anything like that. So why don't I real quick, before I cut show you how to cut the designer series paper, I'll show you the cards. So here's the one using the big 3 by 3 inch piece. Look at that, simple, but it's pretty. Here's one that uses this 2 by 3 inch piece. This one uses the 2 2¼ by 1½ inch pieces. This one uses all 4 of the 1 by 1½ inch pieces. This one uses the 1 3/4 by 3 inch piece. And this card uses the 3 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Okay? Really, you could do this. Take a piece of grid paper. This is an old grid paper, you know, that we stamp on. You see, oh, I think it got cut off. There was actually even some ink and some adhesive on it that I cleaned up. I left the measurements on the corner just to help, but I drew it right out on here. You know, 4 of these little boxes is 1 inch. It's super easy. Get yourself a piece of grid paper and make your own. Really, the possibilities are endless. Sometimes I've seen them where they have long strips, lots of different ones out there, and you can find other ones out on the internet. So just one thing you have to keep in mind when you're designing yours, though, you need to have at least one line that goes all the way through, making it easy to cut your paper, because you don't want to be cutting here and have to stop right there or something like that. So keep it easy, keep it simple, don't overthink this. But I would love to see if you come up with any other layouts. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I have my trimmer, I have my piece of 6 by 6. So I'm going to start out, and this is going to be my first line right here, and I know that that's 3 inches because this one's 3 inches tall and that one's 3 inches tall, so that's easy. Something else, another point to keep in mind, if you're doing this, pay attention to the design on your paper. If it has a specific up and down, you have to be careful when you're cutting it. This one can be cut anyway, so it's super simple. Flowers are really good for stuff like this. Okay, so we're gonna cut this at 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay, I'm going to start with the top row here. I'm going to cut the 1 inch off, and I'll come back to that in a minute. And then this one's going to be 3 inches. Actually, I'll do the 2. You know, if you want to get really anal about it, you can make sure they all kind of line up, but that you don't have to. So now this one is these 3. I'm going to cut those each at an inch. And I really love that the Stampin' Up! Trimmer has some measurements over here on the side. It makes it so much easier. Oh, while I'm doing this, I want to thank everybody who took advantage of my anniversary celebration and placed orders with me with my free shipping option. Those orders are all placed, so you should be hearing from Stamping Up shortly, okay? Let me know if you've got any questions or issues or anything like that. And again, I always appreciate it. I didn't know Stampin' Up! Was going to come up with their own free shipping, and actually mine was better. You only had to place a $40 order. Theirs was a $50 order. Oh well, okay. So let's see, I'm going to start here, here, here. So this is 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. So I'm going to cut this here at 2 1/4. And then this is 1 1/2. Whoops. There we go. See, I like that I can put this on here. I know I've got everything. And then this is going to be 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Someone asked me one time why I always put my blade and cut toward me rather than from here and going that way. That's so that I can, I'm sure it's pushing up right against this edge. Helps me get a straighter cut. Okay, this one's going to go right, is that right there? By 3. Oop, did I cut that wrong? No, 1. I cut that wrong, guys. We're supposed to be 1 1/2 on this one. Okay, I'm going to fix this one. So what happens when I talk. So we'll have to, that'll be easy to fix that one, okay? And so, did I just cut that wrong? Yeah, hold on. Doggone, I think I cut it wrong. I started talking and then I lost track. Okay, that's for that. Let me, 1 1/2. Okay, these are 1 inch wide. And then these are 1 1/2 inches. I can put those this way. And then those go here. Okay, let me get another piece of the Designer Series paper. I mean, if it was just, let's see, which card does that go on? That goes, you know what, I want it a little bit wider. I'm going to do that. It's no big deal. That was just me trying to do too much stuff at once. I think it would have been right if I hadn't cut it off. Yep. Oh well, what did they say? Measure twice, cut once, right? Okay, so this is 1 3/4 inches wide. 1 3/4 inches wide. Note to self, you don't multitask. And then this is 3 inches long. Okay. You know, if I was just doing this for myself, that's the way I would have done it. But there we go. Okay, now it's all cut. Let me get the other pieces out of the way. So that there's our essentially our 6x6 piece of Designer Series paper ready to go. Okay, so you'll notice the next feature on these cards is I've used Knighted Navy as a mat behind my pieces of Designer Series paper. Don't overthink this. These are 1/4 inch bigger in both directions than these pieces are. So if this is 1 by 1 1/2, this is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. just like that, okay? So I am going to go ahead and I am going to put these together. I'm going to use my Tombow glue. I'm going to do all this at one time, and then we'll be ready to stamp and assemble. Again, you could make these, instead of a 1/4 inch in both directions, you could make this an 1/8 inch. I just decided to keep the measurements easy. Okay, plus it fills up, with these smaller pieces, it fills up a little more real estate on the front of the card. Oh. Hurry in here. Oh. Wouldn't have had, I would have had these already put together, or cut and put together, but I wanted to show you how to cut the paper. Minus my mistake. Oh well, just paper, right? It's just paper. Okay, that's that. Let's see, there's 2 of these. These are probably going on there. Yep. And you know, you could make a template if you wanted to for these pieces, but you know what? Some of these small pieces are really good for using up scraps of your designer series paper or your cardstock. A lot of these pieces of Night and Navy are just that. They are scrap pieces. So it was nice to be able to use a lot of them. Okay, so there's that. This one's probably this one. Let's see. Yep, we're working our way right through these. So you can see how really easy these are. Again, you could make these an 1/8 inch bigger, so you'd have a smaller section of the navy showing on either side. But I'm good with this. Okay, that's another card. I'm gonna save my little squares for last. This one is here. And like I said, you can make diagonals. You could cut some of these pieces in half diagonal to make another interesting. But I thought that with the squares, it was just perfect. And I think it's cool to be able to get 6. This one's 2. Yeah, that's the 2 by 3. Okay. I just want to kind of sort of keep them so I know which one's which. Especially on the ones that are similar in size, the couple there. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'll put this one on here. And again, like I said, this paper that I'm using, it doesn't have a specific direction. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a little bit of fuzzies on the edge of my designer series paper. I think I'm gonna have to change my blade perhaps. Okay, and then I've got the 3 little squares. We'll set this to the side. I'll be sure and post a picture of it for you. You can draw out your own then. Do you have a favorite one sheet wonder pattern that you like to use? I'd love to see it. Share it with us. You can put it in the comments down below if you want. Okay. Almost done here. And last but not least, okay, there you go. I'm gonna Oh, I need my glue, so I'm not going to put the lid on it. Okay, now we're ready to start some stamping and assembling cards. So I've chosen, as I said, Flirty Flamingo for the base. 4 of these are folded that way. That's cutting an 8.5 and 11 by 11 piece of paper at 5.5 inches. Yep. And then 2 of them I decided to cut this way. I don't use this fold very often, but decided to do it. So this one's 11 by 4.25. Same size at the end, just a different fold. And then I have 6 pieces of basic white at 5.25 by 4, which is my basic first layer size. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start with this one since it's laying right here. Is this one? Yes, it is. Okay. Now, the stamp set that we're using is photopolymers. So remember, we like to stamp on a mat. Let me get, where's my ink at? Here it is, right here. It's Night of Navy. Matches my designer series paper. And really, you know, this stamp set only has 4 sentiments with it, but you know, you could use, and I'm just for ease sticking with 1 stamp set, but you could really do any sentiments out of any stamp set that you have. See, I'm going to put that right about there. That helps me make sure I've got it kind of in the right spot. There we go. Okay, set that on. Let's see, for this ribbon, you know what? We're going to use a bunch of different ribbons today. I've got 3 different ribbons out here, and it just happened that both of the ones that I have that are gingham are also the colors in this paper. So I thought, perfect. And I think the gingham kind of goes with the flowers. So this is the Bumblebee gingham ribbon. It is, what's the width on this? This one is 1/4 inch. I really like this ribbon. It's a nice feel. You know, we're gonna do my easy peasy knot / bow. I don't usually do bows, and I seldom do any that are anything that's functional. So I'm doing my cheater bow here, or not. See that? Then I'm going to just take this, put that right under there. Do it this way. There we go. And there we are. That's on there like that. There we go. Some dimensionals. I kind of like to put 4 halves, you know, 1 in each corner, just to give it good support. You don't have to. You could probably just put 2 whole ones, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom, but it's just the way I do it, so. Or you could put 4 whole ones, 1 on each corner. Okay. Put that right on there. And let's find, okay, I'm going to use one of the top opening cards here. Little Tombow glue. And let's see, make sure I got this going the right way. Yep. Have you ever put a card on upside down or backwards or whatever? Yep, been there, done that. Okay, there we go. Card number 1 done already. That's pretty quick, huh? Okay. put that off to the side there. Okay, next one. Let's see. Let's work on these two. That's this card here. It says, "Hey friend." So we'll just kind of put those right there. I didn't glue that on there very straight, did I? Oh well. I'm not going to mess with it because it may make it worse before it makes it better. Well, wait a minute. Wait. I might be able to. Let's see. You know what? Look at that. I can cut that down. We'll turn it over and glue it on the other side. There we go. So where's my cutter, my trimmer? And I got to see which. This is 2 1/4 by 1. Okay, this one's 2. Let me see, how wide is that? Oh, good grief, here. It's 1 1/2, okay. It's 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. Okay, I'm going to put that on here. I'm going to do it straight this time. There you go. See, that's an easy fix. That was just the other piece that the remnants from the other piece I cut to fix my screw up. Okay, we're going to try to get it straight this time. There we are. It seems it's going to, I'm going to put my dimensionals on there right now. Where'd they go? Here they are. So I don't put the wrong side out. Because, you know, when you do something like that, then sometimes you screw it up again. 4. Hold on here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so these are going to go here. Look at that. Much better, much better. That places there. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to stamp the "Hey Friend" right in the middle. See, I think it helps to lay your pieces on there where you're going to adhere them before you stamp, just to make sure. There you go. But you know, I tell people you should stamp before you adhere anything to it, because, you know, if I screwed that up, I could have flipped that over and re-stamped and not had to get a new piece of paper. Okay. Those are just little tricks that one learns after they stamp a while. Most paper has 2 sides. Well, it has 2 sides, but it's not always the same on both sides, like our designer series paper. But you get where I'm going with that. Okay. There, boom, simple as that. Okay, let's put that on. I'll go ahead. I've got the other card base that I cut that opens at the top. I don't know why I don't do too many of those. You know, and some people do cards where it opens, they'll cut it this long way, but then it opens sideways. So there's all sorts of possibilities. Okay. Yep. And there we go. Okay. 2 down. 2 cards completely done. Okay, we're gonna do this one here. Now this, when I made mine, this was the one I put that way, but okay. We're gonna do, this is gonna go here. And this one I use the sentiment, you are perfectly unique. And I think that would be a cool sentiment for a young person. Well, or for anybody, I suppose. I really like the font on this set too, on this stamp set. Wrong thing, I want the dimensionals. I'll just pull these off of here. So, yeah, I had a chance to see the new holiday catalog, or also known as the July to December mini catalog. Whoops, I want to put my, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to put my ribbon on there first. Again, I'm talking. And there is some great stuff in there for the holidays, for fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter, just for all of your card needs. Is that about centered? Yep, that works right. And again, this ribbon is out of the Flowers for Every Season ribbon pack, and this is just jade. It is a little bit thicker than the last. It doesn't have a measure because it was part of a package. It came with several rolls, so all the labeling's on the little Ziploc bag it came in. So I don't have that right in front of me. I'm lucky I know the name of it. I wrote it on there. I just didn't write the width. It's probably a 1/4 inch. No, it must be 3/8 also. Okay. Oh. There we go. There's that. Oh, I need this to do my little bow on the side. Tie that up. Okay, let's tie this. Let's cut this one this way. I'm gonna trim this one down just a little bit. Trim that. Perfect. And we'll put it on our card base. I think that looks great. Using this method with the bows too saves a little bit of ribbon, so you might get a couple extra that you didn't plan on. Okay. Card number 3. 3 down, 3 to go. Put this one out of the way here. Okay, we'll do this one. This is the Best Day Ever card. This uses the big 3x3 piece. Let me find that. Best Day Ever. A little, I think it's okay. Might be a little lopsided, but I'm not too concerned. Okay, now for this one I was really surprised that Stampin' Up! Kept this paper. This is the Old Olive Pretty Peacock reversible ribbon. And while it doesn't have either of these colors in it, I mean, green is green, and I think I'll do it that way. Actually, that Pretty Peacock kind of goes with the Just Jade, so we're good to go there. And put a couple of glue dots on either end. Let's see, put it a little bit toward the bottom, like on the bottom third of my square. And so like I said, the gnats, the Night of Navy that I've cut, are just 1/4 inch larger in each direction. So this piece of designer series paper is 3 by 3, so that makes the cardstock 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. There we go. Do it like that. And you have double-sided ribbon, and if there's a side you want to show, sometimes when you're tying it, you have to kind of twist it. And I like that it's a little bit kind of shimmery on the edges, but not too much, because this isn't really a cardstock I'd go shimmery with, but I think this works. Tell me what you think. I mean, I have some of the in color ribbon, but I don't know, I played with them, I just didn't think they looked as nice as that one. Okay, more dimensionals. Thanks for hanging with me. I appreciate that. Like I said, we're cruising here. There we go. And you know, you could mix these up and put the sentiments in different places, put your designer series paper squares in different places. And like I said, it's not too hard to make your own 6 by 6 one sheet wonder. Just get a piece of grid paper, cut it to size, and start drawing on it. Okay, there we go. 4 down, 2 to go. Look at that, we're just whipping through. Okay, here is, this one says best day ever. And let's see, I'm gonna put this like this, sorta. So you can see by kind of putting them where I want them, it helps me get my sentiment in the right place. Okay, so where are we at? Best day ever. Okay. Nope, I wasn't on my mat, but that's okay. I missed a little bit on my Y, but you know what? No big deal. Now on these, I just would put a little bit of, like some half pieces of dimensionals, top and bottom. They don't need too much. Okay, let's see, I'm doing this one here. There's nothing that goes to waste on these sheeted dimensionals. I always use the edge and everything. Okay, so take this backing off. This is probably the hardest part, is just getting these things kind of oriented the way you want them. Remember, you can always just set them there, but don't press them down until you're sure. But I think these are okay, yeah. Then you'll just line them up with the ones, line these bottom ones up with the ones on the top. again, people shouldn't be too critical. I love when someone sends me a handmade card because I feel like I'm special because they took the time out to do that for me. Okay, put that on our base. And okay. There we go. Number 5, and we just have one more to do. Okay, and that's with these little ones. And where's my sample? Okay, so this one, I was not quite sure what I wanted to do. So this piece, this line here could have been, move that. Okay, this could have been a piece of ribbon. It could have been, you know, a piece of cardstock, which is what I ultimately ended up using, but it just gives it a nice kind of anchor for those small pieces so they just don't look like they're just not floating out in space. Now this may be just a little bit longer than my piece of paper, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm going to measure this. All right. Okay, right about there is good. This one, I didn't want to put it too close to the edge. And so when I'm doing something like this, I like to line one end up and then go ahead and trim the other end, because then I know it's the right length. Because we don't always cut exactly. You know what, that moved a little bit. Let's see. There we go, that's better. Let's see. Yep, that works. Okay, so we're gonna put these on. Now I'm just gonna put a half of a dimensional on either side so it straddles that. And we'll just cut these in half here. We'll be ready to go. Take these backings off and be ready to go. There's a trick where you can use the paper piercer to take those backings off. I've not been able to master that yet, so I'm going to start with the center one, put that one in the middle, put these two kind of centered on either side, up and above it and below it, and there we go. And I'm just realizing I did not, got a little piece of, I did not stamp before I started adhering, so we'll hope that my stamping's good. Okay, last one. You are perfectly unique. So that's gonna go right here. Beautiful. Yay. Okay, move that out of the way. Put some glue on the back of this. And we are gonna be set. There we go. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Put my ink, close my ink up. So we did 6 cards with one 6x6 piece of designer series paper. So, and you saw this, or maybe you don't know yet, I haven't put it out in my email. Next month, Stampin' Up's having a sale on some of the designer series paper, so it'd be a good time to stock up, and this is a great way. So if you took a whole 12x12, you'd have 24, and you did this, you'd have 24 cards. Wow. you know what, and something that you could do is you could put the cards together, you know, with the elements, but not put your sentiment on it. And then when you need a card for a birthday, you pull this out of your box, you stamp a happy birthday on there, and you're ready to go. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to if you place an order, use your host code. And I will see you next Monday for Stamping with Denise. Welcome now. Or goodbye now. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.